Hello and welcome everybody. I'm LUHRAK and today we're sketching Bearger from Don't Starve Together. If you're not familiar, Don't Starve Together is an action-adventure survival horror sandbox roguelike game, and at least that's what it says on the wiki basically. I found it to be quite fun. I've been playing it a lot lately, and basically I don't want to get too much into it, but there's like one boss in the game who we're drawing today. His name is Bearger, and he's a crossover between a bear and a badger. And yeah, a friend kind of commissioned me to draw him, and that's what we're doing today. So I basically already had a sketch, as you might have seen, but I've redecided on how I want to draw him. Like, I wasn't quite happy with how the first sketch turned out, and I wanted to like really get a closer thing to what he actually looks like in the game, get a little closer to like the original look basically. And I totally redrew the whole thing, new pose and stuff. Already basically done with the head here. There's some more expression work and some expression changing that goes into it later on, but for now it's basically done, and I'm personally quite happy with how I translated his in-game look and his, yeah, he's usually only seen like exactly front or side in the game, and I'm quite happy how I basically translated that into the like kind of quarter view that I have him in here. And yeah, now we're basically slowly adding the body. I started with a lot of fluff because he has like kind of a hunchback as well, so you can kind of see like his back, his fluff there over the head, and then it goes like over his shoulders, a little bit down to the belly area. I'm really happy that I actually did decide on redoing him. Like, look at this. I'm like already so happy how it turns out. It's way closer to the original. It's he's flaxen and he's like a bit more muscular in the game, but that's kind of related on the commission. But still, he looks like way closer to the how he is in game, and I really enjoy it. It's like kind of an interpretation of like making him look like a little bit more furry than he is in the game, I guess. A little bit less monster-like, but a bit more like a human, I guess. I'm noticing, watching back on this, the legs is something I struggled a lot with apparently, like how thick they are, the perspective, how long they are, like the kind of the talons on them as well, or the claws in the end. And yeah, it's kind of awkward because he's like with one leg on a stone there later. I quite like the pose, but it makes it a little bit hard on like getting the legs right, but eventually it will shape up nicely. I know I will change them a little bit more again in the line art process, but yeah, it's quite alright. It's shaping up. And last, we're just transitioning into adding some more detail, fixing some more things. I'm also adding some base coloring, some like simple coloring for just to like differentiate the parts. And I do some more refining, like the rock that he's standing on, and like a little bit of like the anatomy and all that kind of stuff, so that I'm like actually happy with it and that we're prepared for the line art that's following later. I'm also adding the expression. He's supposed to be kind of like smirky, kind of cocky expression, and so of course I'm adding that. So kind of with the like down eyelids and like a kind of more relaxed expression, then that with the eyebrows, raised eyebrows, kind of make it more into like a into the expression that I wanted to. I'll be adding like his toothy grin in a little bit as well. So yeah, here you can basically see me go over all the parts, circling through, searching for errors. Like, that's basically a lot of what you do in art, just like looking over what you already drew and just like fixing errors basically, because art is basically just the illusion of something. Like, it's nothing is 3D, it's just a like 2D thing, and you're like really trying to like, especially with shading, trying to like make things look like they're 3D and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a lot of like illusion for the eye. And so like a lot of art is just troubleshooting to make that illusion kind of work. I know with the simple style it's not quite as much the case maybe, but yeah, it's basically just my last step before the line art, just like circling through everything I've made so far, fixing the floof here and there, as you can see. Like I was on the left side, it was like, or his right side, it was like a little bit more too far on the shoulder, I felt like. And I'm also adding like the fluff on his back, which is also important because it goes like all the way down his back basically. It goes further down on his back than on the front. And again, I'm going back to the legs. Like one of the legs I made longer than the other ones. Kind of, I blame it on perspective, I guess. But yeah, I'm basically done now. Everything is refined and we're ready for the line art, meaning we have a finished sketch on our hands. Like, so far the sketch, I'm really happy with it. As I said earlier, I'm glad that I went back and like reiterated on it. And if you can see for a moment here as well, the old sketch, and then here we have the new one. Just look at that sketch. I'm really happy with it. You know what I'm even more happy with? The line art, which we're gonna do in the next video. Hey, since you made it till the end, I would assume that you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, boop that like and subscribe button and see you in the next one.